Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the safety of those tiny smart cars and whether it's enough car to keep you protected.
Some cars might seem like a good idea, cheap, shiny, or popular. But not everything that sells well is smart to buy. Some are just trouble hiding under a fresh coat of paint. Let's kick things off with one that caused more headaches than anyone expected. The Ford Focus from 2012 to 2018 looks like a smart choice when you walk into the dealership. The price seems fair, the fuel economy numbers look good, and the car has a modern appearance. But this vehicle hides a terrible secret that will cost you thousands. The dual-clutch automatic transmission fails more often than pop quizzes in math class. We're talking about repairs that cost $3,000 to $4,000, which represents a huge chunk of the car's total value. It's like buying a sandwich and finding out the bread costs more than the meat. Ford faced multiple lawsuits over these transmission problems because so many owners experienced failures. The transmission jerks and shudders during acceleration and eventually stops working entirely. Many owners report problems within the first few years. The electrical system creates another layer of problems. Batteries die overnight for mysterious reasons. Sensors give false readings, and electronic components fail without warning. The dashboard lights up like a disco ball, but instead of dancing, you're crying about repair bills. Maintenance costs exceed what you'd expect from an economy car. The whole point of buying a compact sedan is to save money, but the Focus defeats that purpose with frequent repairs and expensive parts. The value drops so fast, you could use it as a stopwatch. Nobody wants to buy a used Focus from these years because everyone knows about the transmission problems. Your investment disappears faster than cookies at a bake sale. Ford continued selling these cars even after they knew about the issues. Thousands of people bought these vehicles thinking they were getting reliable transportation, only to discover they'd purchased a money pit with wheels. But appearance can be deceiving in other ways, too. The Chevrolet Camaro with a V6 engine looks fast standing still. But once you press the gas pedal, reality hits harder than a brick wall. This muscle car delivers neither muscle nor performance. The V6 engine produces less power than many family sedans, making acceleration feel sluggish and disappointing. It's like ordering a large pizza and getting a personal-sized one instead. Highway merging becomes a prayer session, and passing requires advanced planning. Insurance companies don't care which engine you have. They see a Camaro and charge sports car rates. Your premiums can cost up to 40% more than a regular sedan, which means you're paying sports car prices for economy car performance. Fuel economy disappoints owners who expected better efficiency from a smaller engine. The Camaro's weight works against fuel savings, resulting in gas mileage that barely beats larger vehicles with more power. You can fit more groceries in a shopping basket than in this trunk. The sloped design creates laughably small storage space, and rear seats exist only in theory because adults cannot fit back there comfortably. Maintenance costs run higher than average because Camaro parts cost more than mainstream vehicle parts. Simple repairs that might cost $200 on a regular car can easily reach $400. The V6 Camaro represents the worst of both worlds: sports car expenses with economy car performance. You get all the drawbacks without any benefits that make those drawbacks worthwhile. Performance isn't the only way vehicles can drain your budget, though. Gas stations become your second home when you own a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a V8 engine from 2010 to 2015. These SUVs consume fuel like a thirsty elephant drinks water. City driving delivers 12 miles per gallon, while highway driving might reach 17 if you drive extremely carefully. Filling up costs more than some people spend on groceries for a week. Your transportation budget explodes faster than fireworks. The carbon emissions rival those of small factories. While other manufacturers developed cleaner engines, these Grand Cherokees continued polluting like it was 1975. Repair costs multiply as these age because V8 engines develop expensive problems. Air suspension systems fail regularly, creating bills that exceed $2,000 per visit. The repair shop knows you by name and saves your favorite parking space. Transmission problems create jerky acceleration and rough driving. The transmission doesn't know when to change gears, making smooth driving impossible and creating additional wear on components. Electrical problems cause various systems to malfunction without warning. Dashboard lights become permanent decorations, and diagnostic tests often reveal multiple computer failures requiring expensive replacements. The combination of terrible fuel economy and expensive repairs makes these V8 models a financial disaster. The initial price might seem reasonable, but ongoing costs accumulate like credit card interest. These gas-guzzling giants prove that bigger isn't always better, but sometimes manufacturers create the opposite problem. A few months ago, I had no idea what a health ring even was until my fiancé got me one, and I have to say, I'm shocked this isn't a widely known and used product. It tracks my stress levels, and what I found out is that some supplements made my stress score spike, while others actually helped bring it down. I adjusted a few things based on that, and honestly, I feel 10 years younger. My wife mainly uses it to track her menstrual cycles, and she is obsessed with her sleep quality score. I noticed they are currently running a limited 69% discount, but I don't know how long it will last. It's currently only $60, and it's clear this one is the best bang for your buck, with other health rings priced around $350 with less functions. They managed to price it this low because they cut out the middleman like Amazon, Walmart, etc., who drive up the price and take a big margin, ending up with the customer paying 3 to 5 times more. If you are on TV, you can check it out yourself by pausing the video and scanning the QR code with your phone camera or clicking the first link in the description of this video. The Smart Fortwo represents what happens when car designers take small and efficient too far. This tiny vehicle looks like a regular car that got shrunk in the wash. Acceleration takes longer than a commercial break during television. We're talking about 11 seconds or more to reach highway speeds, making merging more dangerous than bungee jumping. Other drivers pass you so quickly, you wonder if you're moving backward. Safety becomes a major concern when your car is smaller than most pickup truck front ends. Crash tests reveal what common sense tells us. Small cars cannot provide the same protection when physics takes over. The trunk is smaller than most school backpacks. Buying groceries becomes a strategic puzzle, and forget about hauling anything larger than a small suitcase. 2 seats mean you can never be the designated driver, never carpool, and never give rides to more than one person. The Smart Fortwo turns you into a transportation hermit. Parts and maintenance cost more than expected because smart cars aren't common enough for competitive pricing. Limited mechanic knowledge drives up repair costs compared to mainstream vehicles. Highway driving becomes stressful because the car lacks power to maintain speed on hills. It's like trying to win a race while wearing concrete shoes. The Smart Fortwo proves that good ideas can be executed poorly. While some cars are too small, others become too complicated. The Toyota Prius Prime combines gasoline and electric power in ways that create more headaches than solutions. This plug-in hybrid represents complexity taken to unnecessary extremes. The Prius Prime has more systems than a space shuttle, but less reliability than a paper airplane. When something breaks, you're facing sophisticated computer systems that require specialized diagnostic equipment and expensive expertise. Battery replacement becomes a nightmare once the warranty expires. The main battery costs $4,000 or more to replace, representing nearly half the value of a used Prius Prime. Electric motor problems and regenerative braking failures affect core hybrid functions. When these systems break, the vehicle loses both efficiency and functionality, turning your high-tech hybrid into an expensive paperweight. Battery performance degrades when the car sits unused, creating problems for people who travel frequently. The plug-in feature requires access to electrical outlets, limiting where you can park. Maintenance becomes complicated because you have two different power systems requiring different service types. You need oil changes plus electrical system maintenance, doubling potential requirements. The repair bills are so high you start wondering if they're charging in gold instead of dollars. Simple problems that cost $200 on regular cars easily cost $600 to $800 on the hybrid system. More systems mean more things that can break, but complexity isn't the only issue that makes cars impractical. The early Nissan Leaf promised to eliminate gasoline entirely, but these electric pioneers taught buyers harsh lessons about real-world driving versus laboratory conditions. The advertised range of 73 to 107 miles sounds reasonable until real conditions cut that significantly. Cold weather, air conditioning, and battery aging reduce actual range to about 80 miles. Planning trips becomes like solving math problems where wrong answers leave you stranded. Charging infrastructure outside major cities was practically non-existent when these were new. Finding public stations required apps, detailed planning, and backup plans for when chargers were broken. Battery capacity degrades over time differently than gas engines. While gas engines might lose some efficiency, electric batteries lose actual capacity, directly reducing driving distance. Battery replacement costs approximately $5,500, exceeding the value of most used early Leafs. This creates situations where repairs cost more than the entire car is worth. You can either be comfortable or get where you're going, but not both. Climate control drains the battery quickly, forcing drivers to choose between comfort and range. Cargo space suffers because the battery pack occupies storage areas, reducing utility in a vehicle already limited by driving range. The early Leaf represented good intentions executed too early. The technology wasn't ready, but some luxury cars create different lifestyle disruptions. The BMW 7 Series from 2010 to 2015 delivers expensive problems wrapped in beautiful packaging. These sedans cost more than most houses, but spend more time broken than working. Repair bills regularly exceed $2,000 per visit because everything carries premium pricing. The parts are so expensive, you wonder if they're made from platinum and diamonds. Electrical systems fail with sunrise consistency, creating mysterious warning lights and computer modules that stop working randomly. The dashboard looks like a Christmas tree, but instead of celebrating, you're calculating costs. Engine problems develop despite sophisticated engineering. Oil leaks, cooling failures, and turbocharger issues require repairs often exceeding $5,000 per incident. These BMWs require more attention than newborn babies, but provide less satisfaction. Owners spend more time scheduling service than enjoying their expensive automobiles. Maintenance costs far exceed other luxury vehicles. Simple oil changes cost more than complete tune-ups on regular cars, and major services cost thousands. The combination of frequent breakdowns and expensive repairs makes these poor investments for anyone needing reliable transportation. Luxury features become meaningless when the car constantly needs attention. What's frustrating is that these offer impressive capabilities when working properly, but paying more doesn't guarantee reliability. German luxury isn't the only disappointment, though. The Jeep Cherokee from 2014 to 2018 looked promising in showrooms, but quickly developed a reputation for problems that make ownership feel like managing full-time repairs. Transmission failures became so common that owners started support groups. The 9-speed automatic creates jerky acceleration, hesitation, and complete breakdowns that leave drivers stranded. Engine stalling creates dangerous situations where the Cherokee simply stops running while driving. Having your engine quit in traffic is like having your legs give out while crossing the street. Recall notices arrive regularly, covering everything from engine problems to safety failures. The mailbox fills with official letters explaining the latest defect, needing immediate attention. Owning a Cherokee is like having a pet that constantly needs veterinary attention but never gets better. Electronic systems malfunction constantly, creating warning lights and computer failures. Resale values dropped faster than bowling balls as reliability problems became known. Used dealers started avoiding these because they knew about too many problems. Maintenance costs exceed average compact SUV expenses because problems involve complex computer systems and transmission components that cost more than simple mechanical issues. The Cherokee's problems are particularly disappointing because the Jeep name carries heritage expectations of durability that these models completely failed to meet. But American reliability problems aren't unique to domestic brands. The Fiat 500 wins awards for cute styling, but fails at everything else that matters in daily transportation. This Italian import looks adorable, but creates serious problems. Safety ratings genuinely concern anyone researching crash tests. The 500 consistently scores below average, and real-world data shows higher injury rates in collisions. The 500 is built like a decorative cookie tin when you need bank vault protection. Lightweight construction that helps fuel economy becomes a liability when other vehicles are built like tanks. Recalls related to engine stalling and electrical failures plague these throughout production years. Fiat issued multiple safety recalls covering problems that could cause fires or strand drivers. Interior space becomes claustrophobic because adults cannot fit in rear seats. The cargo area is too small for practical use, making grocery shopping require strategic planning. It breaks down more often than cheap umbrellas in thunderstorms. The reliability record shows frequent engine problems, electrical failures, and transmission issues that make ownership stressful. Maintenance costs run higher because Fiat parts aren't readily available, and fewer mechanics have experience with Italian vehicles. Specialized components increase repair expenses significantly. The 500 proves that appearance means nothing when basic functionality fails. But if you think cute Italian cars are bad, the automotive market offers even worse value. The Mitsubishi Mirage represents absolute bottom automotive quality, proving that the cheapest option often becomes the most expensive mistake. This car costs less than most used vehicles, but smart shoppers understand why nobody wants one. The Mirage loses value faster than ice cream melts in August. Driving it off the lot costs thousands in depreciation during the first 5 minutes because nobody wants these used. Dealers struggle to sell them even with massive discounts and rebates. Engine performance delivers less power than most people need for safe driving. It has less power than riding lawnmowers, but makes twice as much noise. Highway merging becomes dangerous, and emergency acceleration is impossible. The engine sounds like an angry hamster running on a wheel. Repair costs accumulate quickly, despite low purchase prices, because cheap manufacturing leads to frequent failures. Electrical systems fail randomly, suspension components wear out prematurely, and engine accessories break without warning. The car breaks down more often than a teenager's excuses. Interior quality reflects budget origins with materials cheaper than disposable containers. The seats provide minimal comfort and support, the dashboard appears decades outdated, and the overall construction feels so flimsy you worry about closing the doors too hard. Safety ratings fall below average because lightweight construction and minimal features provide less protection than other small cars costing only slightly more. The Mirage cuts corners on safety equipment that should be standard. Feature content is practically non-existent compared to competitors. Basic conveniences that come standard on other cars become optional extras or aren't available at all. The infotainment system belongs in a museum, and connectivity options are limited. Fuel economy disappoints despite the tiny engine and lightweight construction. The Mirage gets decent gas mileage, but not enough to justify all the other problems and limitations. Every aspect of owning a Mirage reminds you that you made a terrible decision. The small amount saved at purchase gets spent many times over on repairs, poor performance, and the constant embarrassment of driving the automotive equivalent of a participation trophy. What makes the Mirage particularly tragic is that several other manufacturers offer significantly better cars for just a few $1,000s more. The price difference between a Mirage and a reliable used car is small enough that choosing the Mirage makes no financial sense. The Mirage proves that some deals hide expensive problems that make them worthless bargains. When new cars cost significantly less than everything else available, those price differences exist for very good reasons that become painfully obvious after purchase. These 10 vehicles demonstrate why smart shopping requires research beyond monthly payments and initial costs. The cheapest options often become the most expensive mistakes, and impressive appearances don't guarantee reliable performance.